Wealth, yoga, wine. Welcome to my podcast. I'm Valerie Hale. Do you know that there are 5 questions to ask of yourself when you are trying to discover if your big dream, your big goal is worthy of you? Morrissey teaches us this in her program called Dreambuilder. The first question is, does your big dream, your big goal make you feel alive? Is it inspiring? Is it enthralling? The second question, does your big dream, your big goal, acquire you to grow? That means as a person, perhaps as a better parent, as a better business leader. The third question is, does this align with your core values? Now, this is tricky because some of us don't even know what our core values are because we haven't given them a second thought. Core values for me, when I created this new career, and even in the past with my bed and breakfast that I owned and my French wine sales position, did it bring happiness to me? Did I have fun? Was I working with good people? Was I able to be creative? Was I able to be honest and have integrity? These are core values. They're going to be different for everyone, but think about if your big dream aligns with your core values. Morrissey says this is super important, and that's one of the best ways you're going to achieve your big goal. The fourth one, do I need help from a higher power? Now, a higher power can be your inward spirituality. It can be your religious beliefs. But it's intrinsic that you understand the correlation between our everyday living with the big woo-woo in the sky, whether that's spirituality, the belief in a higher power, God. It's important that you align with a higher power. Lastly, does this provide some good in the world? For instance, if your dream is to have this big, beautiful house where your friends and family can come and visit and stay, if it's a beautiful house that overlooks the mountains or has a beach view, you may think that's selfish, but quite honestly, that big dream of yours to have this beautiful house that welcomes your friends and family, that's a good thing. Moreover, you are allowing opportunities for other people to work their professions. You'll involve architects and landscapers, even people who pour concrete. Therefore, your big dream certainly can provide good in the world when it meets all those 5 criteria. An example of someone who certainly meets all of these 5 criteria is Captain Dan Peretz with his nonprofit called Soothe Our Souls. It's located in St. Pete Beach, right in my back bay. Dan and his friend Bob came up with this idea after working on a 51-foot sailboat. The two of them built together. His friend was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. Dan noticed while they were working on this boat together that Bob, his friend, totally forgot about his illness. He was happy, he was laughing, he was dedicated. His whole mind was centered on helping Dan build this boat. Dan created Soothe Our Souls. And the essence of Soothe Our Souls is to help people with traumatic illnesses learn other ways to deal with an illness than thinking of the illness. The boat goes out once a month on a Sunday. You must sign up first. It is free. He will take certainly donations through the charity. He will certainly take volunteers. The fun thing about this boat, about magic, going out to help people with traumatic illnesses, while they're on the boat, they become more serene, they become more calm. They see there's other things in life. They will see dolphins. They will see other things in life are happening for them other than their illness. And that's what Dan wants to show to these people. Sometimes he has yoga teacher. He'll have a nutrition specialist. He'll have someone talking about our mental health, dealing with the illness. The links are on the podcast, of course, to schedule a magic truly a magic event once every Sunday, the first Sunday of the month. You can donate, as I mentioned, you can volunteer, but Captain Dan Peretz has met all of these 5 criteria, adding inspiration to his life, helping others, creating good in the world. He's hit all of them. The next step that I believe can help people achieve their big goal is to enroll in a yoga teacher training class. Very unusual concept, Valerie. Kundalini Yoga is, of course, my yoga of choice. I have never studied any other yoga. It's also the world's oldest yoga, over 5,000 years and counting. The institute that I'm putting in the podcast details is Kundalini Research Institute. The reason I'm a proponent of people digging deep and taking a really deep dive into studying level 1 teacher training is I believe that Kundalini Yoga is going to improve your self-awareness, your ability to communicate better, your ability to control your thoughts, your reactions, your feelings in a way that help others and help yourself achieve a big dream. The reason Kundalini Yoga does this is because it concentrates on very simple practices that improves our breathing, improves our flexibility. It changes the neural paths of our brain chemistry. I've mentioned in other videos, in other podcasts, that when you do specific kriyas in Kundalini Yoga, it increases the happy hormones, oxytocin, melatonin, the endorphins. All these good things happen. And when you take the long course, that's 220 hours, this deep dive into Kundalini Yoga teacher training, you become a real warrior and ambassador in the world to improve your relationships, your friendships, even in a corporation. Next, wine. Bacchus Wine Bistro, located in downtown St. Petersburg, is one of my favorite restaurants for which I have ever sold wine to for special events, for just everyday drinking. It is owned by 2 Frenchmen, Sacre Bleu, of course, that's why I love it, Christophe Guillot and Philippe Chalot. They focus, of course, on French wine. However, the wine library, which they call it, is a nice boutique-y selection of wines from around the world. One of their beautiful things that they used to do, and they can't do it during COVID, not to the extent that they wanted to, is their evening events. They're not quite wine dinners, but it would be charcuterie plates, tapas, and they would pair them with specific wines. I did a Bordeaux and Napa combination where people could vote for whether they preferred the Bordeaux wine over the Napa wines. Yes, Bordeaux won. It was very fun. It is a crowded event, however, even though people are sitting at tables. If you have been to France, a bistro to me means sitting butt to butt. With COVID, of course, we can't do that any longer. They have moved many of their tables outside. They have beautiful outdoor seating. I strongly suggest you enjoy Bacchus because you do feel as though you're in Paris. Their strength is their fun little plates that they have, the charcuterie. They do catering, they do curb service, they do pickup. They have a large kitchen that's open. While they're not preparing big meals, they're not doing a sit-down dinner. It's really wine and charcuterie. It's the experience when you get there. You really do feel as though you are in Paris. The 2 Frenchmen, top of the line service. Their staff, top of the line service. Everything they do is exquisite. In conclusion, the 5 questions to ask yourself to attain your big dream, going to be in the podcast details so you don't have to remember them. Some of them you may have to work on. And definitely check out Dolphin Landing's charter boats. And if you do know someone, or if you're experiencing a difficult illness, sign up the first Sunday of the month. It's early in the morning, 9 o'clock, for their SOS excursion. I do believe that the teacher training from Kundalini Yoga, if you want to deep dive and really immerse yourself in ways to improve your spirituality, improve the calmness, the serenity, the peacefulness, our ability to communicate in a deeper level with everyone around us, improve the world, I do believe that Kundalini Yoga teacher training is so worth your investment. You don't have to become a teacher. I've practiced Kundalini Yoga every morning for 28 years and will continue until the day I die. Lastly, Bacchus Wine Bistro, so worth your time to look it up. If you're just visiting Florida and St. Petersburg is on your list, I highly suggest Bacchus Wine Bistro. To wrap this up, I am not a life coach. I'm not a consultant. I create this podcast every Wednesday to reach people globally and improve their lives on a daily basis. Merci.